role, it's a set of practices or problems or way of thinking that you've got to solve for. And really, it was about keeping track of the value and holding the whole group to the value of the problem. So value management's where we landed.
Mm. And one of the things that we came up with is the need to be the value conscience of the team.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means looking outside. So as you can see in the roadmap this is one of the fans, of the blades in the fan of IC Agile, and it's a pretty important one. It's the one that makes sure that we effectively solve the right problem. We know how to solve problems, but this is about making sure that we actually tackle the right stuff. So, Eleanor, could you move the slide forward?
You bet.
Important to acknowledge a myriad of people who contributed to this. And it's been a long and slow process. It's taken far longer than I think any of us wanted. But I suppose that's the struggle you have when you're working with volunteers in a volunteer type arrangement. But it's been enriched by contributions from this whole group, and there's probably people that we've missed in there as well. I hope not. I've tried to find all of the names. There have been a number of face-to-face sessions. There have been a whole lot of distributed team activities where we've debated and discussed and pulled things apart and pulled it back together. But it's just been a lengthy process. Dennis, some thoughts from about the early activities?
Yeah, we were sitting in, I don't know, Snowbird, Utah in 2000 and maybe before that, and started talking about what this should look like, what the value management track would look like. And Alice and I spent 2 or 3 trips together trying to come up with a framework that would address this. And then started socializing that, and people just really didn't like the idea of the business analyst on an agile team or that role. And so it just took a long time to get alignment around it, and to get the community and the business analysis side and everybody to sort of agree on the underlying thinking that was necessary to support this. And at the same time, the IBA stuff was evolving and some PMI stuff was evolving, and the way we talked about this was evolving, and that impacted the time it took to get this done as well.
Yeah. And I know you and I both worked on the IRB Agile extension, which certainly provided a lot of the, I think a lot of the thinking and the impetus that we brought into the value management track.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was good fun to work through that one, and that publication is now available. It's out there, and you'll see in the IC Agile Learning Objectives, we've drawn on that and on the stuff that's come out of the PMI, and on the experience of that very wide group,
right? In
terms of what does it actually mean to maximize value on an agile project. Eleanor, can you move forward?
Certainly.
So there's the timeline, way back in November 2011. So yeah, that was the Agile conference in Salt Lake City, the 10-year anniversary of the manifesto.
That's right.
Took a while to get to an initial release in May last year. Fair amount of feedback and reviews. Second release, May this year. And I'm pleased to say that we've almost got the expert gateway defined. I'm actually in IC Agile headquarters and have spent a good chunk of yesterday and today working with Shannon Ewan, trying to define what it's going to be. And this is going out shortly for review to probably most of the people who are on this call to give us some feedback.
So the ink is not yet dry, so to speak, and it's very timely to have this conversation. Excellent.
Yeah, very, very close. There's a few gaps that we haven't filled yet, but it will go out very shortly to this whole group. And yeah, as we say in there, feedback, please. We really do want to make sure that this is valuable to the community.
And feedback, you mean on the learning objectives themselves?
On the learning objectives, on the expert stuff, on the expert gateway when we do push it out, and on the viability of this. I know that my own organization, Software Education, we've built a class that fulfills the first level, and we're getting really good feedback from participants on that